hits the throttle, and Tony Kanaan is back. Now we got two cars off, actually, in one section of the racetrack. That's Saavedra is one of them, and they go with the red flag as the Indycar said that they were going to use that red flag, not a standing yellow full course. They're going to use the red flag and stop these sessions, get things put back together as fast as they can.
Turn number 4, Joseph Newgarden has come to a stop. Here's our look at the replay. I think he may have just been overtaking someone, hit the brakes and could not control it and did not make contact with anything.
Here is the order as it stands right now. I'll give you the top 10. Takuma Sato is still number 1, followed by Graham Rahal. Will Power, 3rd place. Elio Castroneves is in 4th position.
Right at the end of practice, I just saw on the monitor Juan Pablo Montoya's car with its nose in the tire barriers.
Tony Kanaan has had problems out on the course.
Yes, he has. He is sitting crossways in the course. He just ran it flat off at turn 1, overcooked it on the way into the turn, and ran to the runoff area, but he's setting in position. Charlie Kimball coming off of that hairpin. He's sitting down. The engine's apparently still running. He's just trying to get some help to get him back out of the way, and who knows how long that will take to actually get him moving. As a result of that and the precarious position on the race course, they have gone to a full course yellow. Johnny Rutherford heads for pit road, and the green flag waves. Not yet. Surprisingly, they're keeping the field slowed down. Oh, we have a crash on the field, on the restart. It's a very strange situation.
I would love to see the data from the Penske car to see whether Will Power held speed, which I'm sure he did, or whether he actually braked. But effectively, it was the guys coming around the corner from 6th place on back who were all trying to get up to speed, then having to stand on the brakes once they realized Will hadn't gone yet, and that caused the accordion effect. And we have an incident. That's Joseph Newgarden in the number 67 car who has just nosed into the tires. He was doing so well in P1, top of the times.
We just got a really good wiggle coming off Tony Kanaan's car. He gathered it back up as or on the backside of the course, but he certainly found where the limit is in that corner at that second.
There was light contact from Juan Pablo Montoya.
Joseph Newgarden left pit lane just moments ago. Was he able to stay in front of Will Power?
Let's watch them as they come out right now. As a matter of fact, entering the circuit right now goes Tony Kanaan. We'll wait now to find out whether or not, as you had mentioned, Power
Newgarden is in the lead, and Ryan Hunter-Reay is trying to, but he spun him out. He spun him out. We've got a crash.
Newgarden took the lead over. We've got a serious issue now that has Ryan Hunter-Reay involved, and it was and we have 7 cars. Now we have cars just slamming into one another, all in the same section. Apparently they did not see the flags coming out.
So Joseph Newgarden was going very slow because he was on cold tires straight out of the pits. The other guys were on warm tires. This is important. Ryan Hunter-Reay had a lot more speed, had a lot more grip. He went for the inside at a place that's difficult to pass. Joseph Newgarden didn't see he was coming, had no idea he was coming. It's not a place you normally try and pass. Then, after Ryan Hunter-Reay tried to pull away from the back of Joseph Newgarden where he'd hit him into the wall, he collected the car of Elio Castroneves as well and got him involved in the incident too. The guys coming around turn 4 were completely blind to this incident other than the yellow flags, and that's how we had a couple more cars get involved after the incident.
And we've got a crash already. Wilson gets slammed. He gets slammed sideways, and it was Scott Dixon that seemed to move to the left suddenly and right into the side of Justin Wilson. The first practice for the Indycars. We've already had one incident, not an incident really, just a quick on and off. That was Sebastian Bourdais. Graham Rahal may have an issue.
Turn 12 is a very, very fast corner. It's a fifth gear corner. You're carrying a huge amount of speed into it. When Graham got up on that curb to help rotate his car, it looked like the car kind of kept rotating a little bit, and as it landed from the curb, Sebastian Bourdais slid off in the turn 8 and 9 area. He's not having a good session this morning. This is the second time we have seen Sebastian Bourdais in the gravel. Sebastian Bourdais, our guy who is P1, he has been off the road again, and it's in the same place he was off the road this morning. On his first flying lap, he locked up on the way down into the hairpin at Charlotte's Web, went right around the outside, actually went off over the grass a little bit, and possibly flat spotted his tires. Now he's having another attempt at a flying lap, but it does not look tidy.
One car goes sideways, and that is Takuma Sato. We are going full course yellow already. And Will Power gets himself in trouble. Will Power runs off the course.
Ryan Hunter-Reay is now ahead of Will Power, so he didn't get away with it, but at least he didn't put the car in the wall. That was about as close as I've seen a car get without actually hitting the wall.
It looks like Mikhail Alozhin is spot. He was trying to get Sebastian Bourdais.
What a great run, and a spin puts it into it. We are going to full course caution once again. That was part of that continuing battle with Bourdais.
Juan Montoya in turn number 11. As he came out of that turn, we saw the back end step out. He is now buried deep in the gravel.
That brings us back to full course caution once again. Mikhail Alozhin catches the barrier.
That's a lot of debris out there. I think there's definitely a chance, as this is a timed event, that we could finish under the full course. With the wind blowing the direction it is, it's a tailwind coming down this big long front straight. The front straight where they were already doing 195 plus miles an hour. Fastest speed was 199 on the practice day last week. Now having the wing laid back and then trying to brake with that wind behind you pushing the car on, it makes it a very difficult braking zone.
Ryan Hunter-Reay takes a spin, backs it into the wall, backs it in fairly hard, coming onto the front straightaway here. Ryan Hunter-Reay, who had just set time for quick, a 1:23.8 was his number.
And Ryan Hunter-Reay actually lost it really early in the corner before he got out towards the straight, so it wasn't the white line. He lost it much earlier in the corner than that, was already sideways coming onto the main straight, and the car just continued to rotate around, and he couldn't bring it back.
Right now they're showing Saavedra at the top, followed by Hawksworth, followed by Ryan Hunter-Reay. Everything is clear. We wait. First row of red lights. And we're off. The Indianapolis Grand Prix is underway. And we've got a car stopped in a huge accident on the main straightaway. Two cars involved. One of those is Alozhin, but look at that.
It's our pole sitter, Sebastian Saavedra. He didn't get off the line. He stalled on the line, and he was collected by Mikhail Alozhin, starting at the back, unsighted, getting to Sebastian Saavedra.
We have Dixon off the track in turn 3. Mark, you saw it?
Yep, they were going side by side. Scott Dixon, Will Power. They started that battle through turn number 1, stayed that way through 1 and 2, and all of a sudden they got together going through the 3-4 portion of the course, and Scott Dixon sits just off the edge of the racetrack going the opposite direction, so trouble for the number 9 target car.
Problem in the back of the field, and I think that might be Martin Plowman. It happened in turn number 7.
Green comes out. Ryan Hunter-Reay leads them down toward turn 1.
Guys, down here on the restart, Graham Rahal, contact with somebody. He's at rest here at the start-finish line, about 40 yards before the start-finish line. Most of the field got by, but Graham Rahal sits completely at a rest.
With the DHL cars in there. Castaneves running in there. Hildebrand. Backstretch they go. Oh, crash, crash. Turn 2, we got a crash. Kurt Busch made contact with the wall. Tire bouncing down the backstretch. Crash, turn 2. Coming up out of the dash. Kurt Busch, replay. Boy, that was a hit. That was a hit. And again, he climbed out of the car. He's okay. Great job by the other drivers getting around to the flying debris.
I just got Hinchcliffe looked like he had a little bit of a moment in 3, so I got a good run in the short chute, but I got too close going into turn 4, and I tried to get a little bit lower than him, and then he got a little bit lower too. Then once the air was off my wing, I had so much wheel put in. And then once I got high again in the air, hit the wing, it went way loose. And I mean, it was a heck of a save. That should have been a lot bigger than it actually was. I mean, there's like minimal damage, very little. But no, I mean, just the biggest save of my career right there. But I'd rather learn it now than on Sunday.
Oh, we have a car spinning, and that's Kimball. Who has that?
But it is just out of my view in turn number 2. Car number 83, that is Charlie Kimball, of course, in that Novo Nordisk flex pin machine. Exiting turn number 2, got loose mark. I think he made contact with the inside wall about a third of the way down the backstretch.
And fortunately for Charlie Kimball, he slid to a rest right in front of the Montrose safety crew.
Crash! We got a crash. A crash in turn 4. Scott Dixon. Oh, Dixon makes contact with a wall. Crash in 4. Scott Dixon hits the wall. He was running 5th. Heartbreak for Scott Dixon.
Then, after that, a separate accident. Joseph Newgarden lost it at the entrance of turn number 4 and came down to the inside retaining wall. So Scott Dixon, one of the race contenders, out, and Joseph Newgarden also as well.
Inside the corner.
Now Joseph Newgarden seems to be coming out in a normal line, and that looks like Martin Plowman's not slowing down.
Green flag is out to the leader, Ryan Hunter-Reay, but several moves, Jerry Baker.
Three wide coming into 1. They can't do this. Again, it's spin. Ed Carpenter hard against the outside wall.
Yellow's out.
And then it's Hinchcliffe along with him. They hit the outside wall right at the apex of turn number 1. Paul, when they come into turn number 1, 3 wide, they cannot do that. And they are up against the outside wall. Jake, I think you can probably see him also.
Yep, we have seen this before, just like you called it, Jerry, where they get side by side of one another going into turn number 1. They made contact. Hinchcliffe was on the outside as they hit the wall. I believe Ed Carpenter just got out of his machine. James Hinchcliffe was pushed up against the wall by Carpenter once they got tangled up. There just wasn't, as you said, Jerry, room for both of them to go through there. Right now, both those machines, car number 20 and, of course, the 27 machine of James Hinchcliffe, have come to a stop here on the south end of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, just at the exit of turn number 1.
And the yellow's going. We have a crash.
The caution's going to come out as we have a crash in turn number 2. Same spot as Charlie Kimball. Can't make out yet just exactly who it is, but the car hit on the outside. I think it's Townsend Bell who was flirting with that top 5, but Townsend Bell's come to a stop on the exit of turn number 2.
And it is Ryan Hunter-Reay that is going to lead Elio Castroneves across the line. Ryan Hunter-Reay has his first Indianapolis 500-mile race win.
And we've got Justin Wilson sideways on the racetrack.
Rise to number 2, Juan Montoya comes around him. So we've got right now local yellows.
Now setting up for turn number 4, a right-hander, and goes in. Whoops. Okay, there it goes sideways.
Oh, he did hit.
He did hit the wall.
And is that Charlie Kimball? Yeah, that's Charlie Kimball there. We're seeing a replay of it right now. And it looks like as he came through the casino portion of the course, came down, car starts to get away from a little bit. There is Ryan Hunter-Reay climbing back in the 28 DHL car, and they're going to have to tow him on around. Here was Simon Pagenaud, quickest of the session, 1:17.650.
It involves Pagenaud and Will Power. Simon Pagenaud got into the back of Will Power, and then Will Power sort of moved across in front of Simon Pagenaud after that. So there was very much some tit for tat, pushing and shoving going on there. Neither of them was giving the other any room at all on the backside of this circuit, and it has unfortunately ended Simon Pagenaud's day.
What a terribly frustrating day. And believe it or not, Mike Conway has gotten into the barrier on the left side. Their car has some damage there. It has stopped there. We have gone full course yellow. How is this for being strange? Last year's winners of the 2 races here.
67 machine of Joseph Newgarden lost grip. He slid right through the turn, slapped the left side against the tire barrier. Hinchcliffe makes contact with Aleutian.
Hinch made a move up to the inside, got squeezed all the way over the curb with absolutely no room, and that is why he tagged the back of the Russian and spun him around.
Gave him everything he had. By the way, Ryan Hunter-Reay appears to have gotten into a barrier on that last lap. The 7 car of Aleutian and the 98 car of Hawksworth are also side by side into the barrier.
Huge moment for Will Power, and actually he just got into the tire wall at the exit of turn 3.
Ryan Hunter-Reay already has a problem here this morning on the second day of Detroit.
He just got loose coming out of the corner and really whacked the wall hard today with the outside rear of his car.
Oh, we got a problem in the back of the field. 3 cars. Joseph Newgarden got locked up by Graham Rahal.
The contact started with Will Power, the 12 car, on the inside. On the way into turn 3, Joseph Newgarden on the outside of him. Wow, really late on the brakes by Will Power. He came from a long way back. Joseph Newgarden had no idea he was there.
Sebastian Saavedra is slowing on the racetrack.
He's coming out of the turn and just catches the barrier on the left-hand side.
Takuma Sato was on the outside and was trying to pass Jack Hawksworth. However, then Ryan Briscoe elected to try and make it 3 wide, popped his nose in the middle there, and it was the nose of Ryan Briscoe that helped spin Takuma Sato around.
Conway just locks the brakes up, throws a lot of smoke, but keeps it under control.
He said the front took off, they lost the back end, and he bent the wishbone on that left rear. Graham Rahal's day is done.
1 into the wall, Sebastian Bourdais. 9.4-second lead for Helio Castroneves over Will Power, erased.
Ryan Hunter-Reay, top of the world a week ago, Indy 500 champion. He's into the pits now. He's still in the car, but obviously nothing is going right for him today.
Full yellow, full yellow. It's Takuma Sato.
Oh, he might have got some help. Oh, yeah. He did. He was offline getting through the turns, and Marco was trying to take advantage of it. Kimball started to move over, and Hinchcliffe says, I'll go on the outside.
Charlie Kimball, though, still has a race. He's going to stick Hinchcliffe into the tire barrier. Hinch bounces the rear off the tire barrier.
And they've gone to a full course caution. Marco is down inside of turn 4, and he has a fire on board.
It looks like a 2-car incident over in turn 4.
One of them clearly identifiable as Bourdais, and the team is with him, and it is Justin Wilson that is the other car. Munoz came in and just did a little spin around to his left, didn't touch the wall. They're trying to get it pointed in the right direction.
And Takuma Sato's got a problem. Takuma Sato's car is on fire.
Sato, in fact, flames pouring out of the back of that car. We go to a full course caution. This is going to change things. Wow, there is a slow motion. Will Power just tried to cut one of those curves, threw the front end of the car in the air, so no front end braking while it's up in the air, and he narrowly avoided getting the wall.
Oh,
and
contact.
Graham Rahal just got Dixon and got him good, nailed him in the rear of the car. Rahal got into the left side attenuator, that's behind the left rear wheel. The 77 car of Simon Pagenaud did a little drifting. And we've got one quick spin out on the track, and that will be our rookie, Mikhail Illusion, and he is right in the middle of the lane. Let's see if everybody else can get past him. Over in turn 4, and he's under power, going to try to spin it around.
He had an issue earlier in the session, and looks like he's going to need to be refired. We see Tony Kanaan with an issue on the track.
Yeah, he took a quick spin on that switchback, turn 1 and 2, and it's sitting up on the curb. Red flag once again. The 14 car got the back end totally loose, went into counter steer, got it back under control.
Illusion again.
Over in turn 4, a quick spin. He gets it corrected, gets it back out, and off he goes. He's getting good at that. And we have the same problem for Hawksworth, who is against the wall with some pretty heavy damage.
Wow.
And he did pretty much what Will Power did. Got that left side, jumped up. I'm telling you, all but one tire off of the ground, and maybe all 4. He got it turned. Here we see the lights starting. We're getting ready to go. This is a standing start. It's in the wet. It's the Verizon Indycars, and they are underway.
Oh, and Takuma Sato in a little trouble there, 3 wide through that first turn.
And on the starting line, Graham Rahal has stalled the car.
Oh! Big move from Takuma Sato. Straight into the race lead goes Sato. Oh, and that's his teammate. That's Carlos Munoz coming into contact with Marco Andretti.
Illusion's got a problem again. This time he's left some parts behind on the racetrack.
Conway, he missed the turn, got into the tire barrier.
Under the caution, Sebastian Saavedra lost it, got the nose into the wall.
I don't think Sato wants to race with Illusion.
Oh! Big crash with Sato. Sato is running alongside of Illusion.
Coming to the restart, you see Hinchcliffe gets it sideways as he gets on the gas, but still gets a good start.
It's been waiting. Oh! And that's Luca Filippi. Luca Filippi in the National Guard entry. Oh, it's Dixon. Ooh. Just slams into the wall. Oh, and there's the damage on Pagenaud. And then coming across the track, Kimball was just an innocent bystander.
Yeah.
The yellow flag's back out.
Yeah,
Will
Power's day just went from bad to worse. He lost it and did a full 180. That got him into the tire barrier. Brought the car then all the way around. Saavedra looks like he just got pushed and turned around.
With 4 minutes left, are we seeing this race finishing under yellow and Carlos Huertas winning?
Huertas remains the leader.
Looks like it's going to be 1 lap of green here.
The yellow lights are still on. We'll see if the pace car pulls off.
Rahal just ran right into the back.
That car looks like it might be under power. He pulls off into a runoff area.
And Ryan Hunter-Reay just went alongside with Charlie Kimball.
Rahal does at the moment,
there
but can he hang on to it? Illusion is at speed. He's at a lot greater speed. It's going to take some defensive ground, and they nearly hit.
They've touched.
And contact between Helio Castroneves and Pagenaud.
Carlos Munoz way out of shape and smashes the wall on the outside of the final turn 10.
Wow, look at this. This is close.
Side for the lead of the race, Simon Pagenaud.
And Bourdais there. Bourdais right in the mix. Look how bumpy it is. There's contact.
Now Bourdais and Helio Castroneves get together. Bourdais continues on.
What is the story here?
Came off, guys. My right front tire came off.
Oh, wow.
Andretti on the inside of Wilson can't quite do it.
Oh, they touched.
Look at Montoya. Power. And they come through on Marco Andretti. He's getting roughed up.
And another car against the wall, and this time
Trouble for the points leader late in the race.
Yeah, Power has some serious problems.
That's how his race will end.
And it is now Joseph Newgarden that is on the track. Newgarden's got the wall. He got it coming off of turn 2.
That car has come to a stop with the driver pointed towards the wall. It's right in the middle of the track.
Oh, Graham. And there it is. With just another radar. Yep, yellow out of the course.
And that is Graham Rahal.
Made contact at the exit of turn 2, that National Guard machine. Graham Rahal up against the outside wall on lap 158.
Green flag comes out. We're back to racing once again in Iowa. It's Elio Castroneves that has the lead. We've got an incident already. It's in turn 4. Mark, did you catch an eye on it? Montoya places his car to the left and rear of Carpenter. Now Montoya goes down to the inside. Oh, they're close. Montoya goes for the wall. Montoya catches the wall between 3 and 4. He tried to make his move, got down low, and then touched, and they were up to the wall.
And that was contact between Juan Montoya and Ed Carpenter. I don't know if Ed spotted, didn't tell him was there, didn't call it, or maybe Juan tried to get in too late, but that was definitely contact between those two cars.
Montoya's run has come to an end. He's touched the wall. He appears to be the only one the worse for wear in that. Kimball headed down for that turn 1 at the Princess Gate and got in there a little hot, lit the brakes up, and had to use the escape road. Simon Pagenaud made exactly the same situation going into 1, got on the brakes, used the runoff. Everything's fine with him, too. Particular runoff a lot, though, as they all try to find where the limit is there. Oh. Very, very close trying to run that.
That's a battery issue. I don't think he made contact.
And now we have an issue with the number 8 machine of Ryan Briscoe. He spun it around in turn number 1, and he is looking for some help from the Homatro safety crew. He's hoping to get that car restarted and get back underway.
He's still running it. Wow, and he gets the wall. Simon Pagenaud gets the wall. Quick little twist, but I wonder if he got a time in, because he did it right at the time line. Simon Pagenaud, with the accident at the end, still runs a quick lap at a 59.3. Oh, and we have a spin, and it's Simon Pagenaud spins it right in the middle of that front group, and there is contact.
Luca Filippi's National Guard car, that was what started the contact. Joseph Newgarden, another car that sustained heavy damage in that replay.
Filippi was all over the brakes coming into turn 1. Now are we seeing some slowing there? He got the wall.
Oh, wide swing, a smack of the tire barrier for the 18 machine of Carlos Huertas. Right on a ray to the high side of Tony Kanaan. That outside retaining wall is there to greet him. He hit Kanaan bang wheels. Right into the outside retaining wall.
He's trying to keep out of the way, but you've got a lot of very fast cars coming around, and one of them almost got him right there. That looked like Montoya.
Joseph Newgarden went to the inside on Will Power. He locks him up, overshoots the turn, and then as he got onto the runoff area, he hit a piece of the outside retaining wall.
Justin Wilson fired up before we even had to think about going full course yellow.
Tony Kanaan missed the turn. They got together coming this way.
Oh, and Montoya's into the barrier, and Bourdais comes down there too. Mark, are you? Oh, and Alosian comes in and drives literally underneath the back end of Montoya. Newgarden goes for drives. No. He spins. He spun. He came. It looked like he was going to go for pit road. He came off of the turn, then spun it as they come onto the pit straight. He's under power. He's going to try to turn it around. But no, what his decision is going to be, I'm going to drive a little bit counter course, and I'm going to enter the pits.
Turn 9 and 8 area of the racetrack, Carlos Huertas has had a spin. He's sitting, and he's got the car under fire.
Nice clean start by Castroneves.
Hawksworth got it into the wall right at the entrance. Local yellow only. He's continuing on. Oh, we've got another car off. This again is in turn 8, and that is...
Power to the high side. Him and Elio bang wheels. He's not willing to give up the spot as Elio Castroneves, but he's going to have to. Will Power takes the lead through turn number 4. Almost got into the runoff area. He was able to climb on the binders and get it back underway. Jack Hawksworth missed turn 3. He got into the runoff area, spun it around, and got it back underway. But Sebastian Saavedra brings out a full course caution. The 11 machine of Sebastian Bourdais out of sorts. Looks like the car is still under Power. He's trying to get back underway. Power gets around Newgarden. Charlie Kimball, Carlos Huertas. We have a full-scale traffic jam here. Cars trying to get to the high side, the low side.
Pagenaud just went off into one of the gravel pits.
And it looks like he just locked up on the entry into the S's. It's such a fast corner where you're trying to carry a bundle of speed, and it dips downhill slightly as you're going on the way into it. Turns in, carrying a little bit too much speed, actually got sideways, then hopped on the brakes because he realized he wasn't going to make the corner, and that's when he locked up. And it's Carlos Fuertes who has spun the car.
Red flag is out, followed by the checkered flag. This session has come to an end.
Wow, so slippery out there. Ryan Briscoe in the NTT data car, he's had a spin. Oh, that's James Hinchcliffe.
Now we also have Hinchcliffe off. And we got Sato spun on the course. That's not a good position. Ryan Hunter-Reay just runs off, comes back on.
Scott Dixon off in the turn 9 area with a spin, and looks like he might have stalled the car because he's not pulling away from that area just yet. Montoya, he's now facing backwards too.
Well, power goes off course yet
Off
one
and
more
back on
time.
again.
The green flag flies, and we are underway in Mid-Ohio. Bourdais Newgarden with a drag race into turn number 4. Tony Kanaan tries to get to the inside of Newgarden, and he spins. Tony Kanaan gets spun around and gets off in the dirt. Several cars working hard to try to avoid Tony Kanaan. We have a local caution in turn number 4.
Haven't had a full course caution for 2 years here, longer than that. And on the very first lap, very first turn, we go to full course caution. Tony Kanaan, Marco Andretti, their cars are sitting on the racetrack. A great deal of debris around those cars. Ryan Hunter-Reay sits at this moment at the edge of the racetrack.
Rear end of the car just stepped out, let go, and great job by Juan Montoya to avoid the spinning car of Hunter-Reay and not collect it.
Caution on the track as Carlos Munoz has come to a stop between 3 and 4.
They're going for the big wrecker now to come out and get Carlos Munoz off the track. He climbed out of the car.
We're under caution right now for a tow-in here.
Marco Andretti just slowed down on the front straightaway and has pulled off of the racetrack over in turn 2. Is that Hinchcliffe? There is a lot of damage at the back end of Hinchcliffe's car, sitting up by the wall in turn 2.
He literally found, if anything at all, the vaguest patch of clean air, and that was enough to just pin the inside front wing down. Rear end came around.
The man who was the biggest mover early in the race is no more. The 3-time winner here at Milwaukee is out of this race.
Yeah, the car gave a big twitch going down the front straight there.
Whoa!
And he said broken suspension.
Simon Pagenaud just had an off course, and he drove off course for quite a distance before getting back on.
One of our title contenders, Simon Pagenaud, who had some brake issues in this morning's session, it looks like he's still got some brake issues going on in that number 77 Oculus car. Hinch is really struggling out there, really struggled to get the car slowed up on the brakes down into the turn 8 hairpin that time as well. He is not happy with the handling of that United Fiber and Data car, slick track.
Elio just came straight across turn 10, chased by his teammate Power, but Elio just blew the lap.
Yeah, absolutely. That lap going to be no good for Elio Castroneves. Completely missed the middle part of the chicane.
4, 3, 2, 1, checkered flag. Will Power, 1:17.4 is the quickest. Green flag flies. Will Power got a big jump as he came to the line. Newgarden slotted in just behind him, and now they head up to the view of Jake Query.
Oh, big problem in turn number 1 midway back as Power went through, had a substantial lead over Newgarden, and guess who it is? We've seen this before in Sonoma. One of your points contenders, Elio Castroneves, is involved in turn number 1.
17, that's Saavedra. He's off and stopped. There's some debris on the course.
Saavedra, Bourdais,
and
in the middle.
Yeah, it looks like Bourdais just got a little bit shoved out wide, and he got into his teammate by Castroneves, and then Saavedra spun around into Briscoe.
And I think Briscoe was involved.
And Will Power gets spun around. Will Power does a 360. He's lined it up. It looks like a victory donut, but as it happens, the whole field passes by.
Will Power got back on track, and that number 12 Verizon machine, it may be at the end of the line, but nonetheless, still going the right direction.
Did not come home in 4th place. He has run out of fuel on the run down to the line. This is so cruel as he is dropping down and down and down through the order, coasting to the line.
Things might get a little bit loose for you. That's what happened to Will Power when I saw that 2 years ago in turn number 2. Ideally, I think you'd like to be low, in particular going into... Oh, we have a huge crash here on the track right now. It looks like Mikhail Aloshin. I'll have to look up who it is. I saw Aloshin earlier, was running very close with Charlie Kimball and as well Sebastian Saavedra.
Whoa, car spinning, car spinning.
Number 4, Ryan Hunter-Reay lost control of the race car. He's sliding backwards into the infield across the grass pole. He didn't touch anything, but he was in that battle with Tony Kanaan, and all of a sudden that car stepped out. Caution comes to Auto Club Speedway for the first time tonight.
He leads the points to the finish of the season by 62 points. Will Power is your new Verizon IndyCar champion, his first time in that seat.